You're not born weak. You're training your brain to be weak daily. And before you get defensive, listen. Weakness isn't a personality. It's a program. Your brain adapts to what you repeat. So if you repeat comfort, avoidance, and instant relief, your brain becomes fragile. Not because you're broken, because you practice being fragile. And the scary part, most people are doing this without realizing it. They think they're just tired. They think they're just stressed. They think they're just unmotivated. But what's really happening is they're training their brain to run from discomfort, and then they're shocked when they can't handle discomfort. If you've felt mentally fragile lately, comment ME, because today I'm going to show you exactly how you're training your brain to be weak, what habits are secretly killing your tolerance, and how to retrain your mind fast, without hype, without quotes, without pretending life is easy. Because your future doesn't care about your intentions. It cares about your training. Part 1. Your brain is a muscle. Let's define the truth. Your brain is like a muscle. It adapts to what you do repeatedly. Repeat discomfort, you get strong. Repeat comfort, you get fragile. That's not motivation talk. That's how the nervous system works. Your brain learns what we do often must be important, so I'll make it automatic. So, if you repeat escaping discomfort, your brain makes escaping automatic. If you repeat facing discomfort, your brain makes courage automatic. That's why two people can have the same life, and one is mentally tough, and the other feels like they're collapsing. It's not talent, it's training. Here's the line that hurts but saves you. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits. So if your habits are weak, your brain will be weak, even if your dreams are big. Now let's talk about the 3 daily habits that train weakness. Story 1. Why do I feel so fragile? This is what people say. I don't know what's wrong with me. Small things feel heavy. I get overwhelmed fast. I can't focus. I can't start. I feel anxious and tired. And they think it's permanent. But most of the time, it's not permanent. It's predictable. Because their brain has been trained to avoid discomfort instantly. So the tolerance is low. And when tolerance is low, life feels loud. So let's expose the training program. Part 2. The 3 habits that train your brain to be weak. Habit #1. Instant relief addiction. This is the biggest one. Every time you feel discomfort and you escape, scrolling, snacks, porn, gaming, random videos, constant checking, you teach your brain one rule. Discomfort equals danger. Run. So next time discomfort shows up, your brain panics faster. Because you trained it. You trained your nervous system to expect immediate relief. So now, when something feels hard, a task, a conversation, a workout, a decision, your brain doesn't lean in. It reaches for the escape button. And here's the trap. Instant relief feels like self-care, but it's not. It's self-medication. It lowers discomfort temporarily, but it lowers your tolerance permanently. This is why people can't handle boredom anymore. They can't sit still. They can't read. They can't focus. They can't even watch a movie without checking their phone. That's not you being busy. That's withdrawal. Your brain has been trained to need stimulation to feel okay. So the moment stimulation disappears, discomfort rises, and you escape again. That's weakness training. Not because you're weak, because you keep practicing escape. Habit #2. Avoiding small, hard things. Habit number 2. Avoiding the small, hard things. People think mental toughness is built by big, dramatic moments. No, it's built by small reps. The small, hard things are sending the message you're avoiding, making the call you keep delaying in, publishing the draft, going to the gym for 10 minutes, having the honest conversation, saying no once at, starting the task for 5 minutes. When you avoid these, you don't just avoid the task. You avoid building evidence. And evidence is what creates confidence. So your brain stays fragile because it has no proof you can handle hard. Weak people aren't people with no potential. They're people with no reps. They never trained the muscle. So when life hits them, they collapse. Not because life is unfair, because they never practiced resistance. And the sad part is, most people avoid small, hard things to avoid discomfort. But that avoidance makes them live in constant discomfort. Because unfinished tasks create mental noise. Unspoken truths create stress. Avoided responsibilities create shame. So the discomfort you avoid becomes the discomfort you live with. That's the trade. And it's a bad trade. Habit #3, overthinking instead of acting. Habit number 3, overthinking instead of acting. Overthinking feels smart. It looks responsible. But most of the time, it's fear wearing a suit. Because thinking is safe. Action is exposed. Action can be judged. Action can fail. Action can be embarrassing. Thinking has none of those risks. So your brain learns thinking equals safety. Action equals threat. And you become the smartest person who never moves. You plan. You research. You take notes. You rewrite, and you call it preparing, but nothing ships. So your brain becomes weaker because it never experiences action. It never experiences consequences. It never learns. I can handle it, so it stays fragile. Because fragility is what happens when your nervous system has no experience of survival through discomfort. If you never face discomfort, you never learn you can survive it. So your brain stays scared. Then it overthinks more. Then it avoids more. That's the weakness loop. Part 3, the weak brain loop. Here's the loop that keeps you fragile. Discomfort, escape, relief, weaker tolerance, more discomfort, more escape. The relief is the reward. That's why your brain repeats the behavior automatically. And that's why you can't just stop. Because your brain isn't responding to logic. It's responding to reinforcement. It learned escape equals relief. Relief equals good. So escape again. So we don't fix this by yelling at ourselves. We fix it by changing the reward system. We replace escape with small action. We replace instant relief with delayed relief. That's retraining. Story 2, the 5-minute silence test. Try this. Sit in silence for 5 minutes. No phone, no music, no podcast, no input. If that feels painful, that's training. Not training strength, training weakness. Your brain has been trained to need constant stimulation to feel okay. So silence feels like withdrawal. That doesn't mean you're broken. It means your system is addicted to input. And addictions can be reversed, but only with reps. So let's talk about the reps that rebuild strength. Part 4, the strength training system, retrain your brain. Here's how you retrain your brain to be strong. 3 steps. 1, delay the escape. 2, do 1 small hard rep daily. 3, reward action, not comfort. Step 1, delay the escape 10 seconds. When you feel discomfort and want to escape, scroll, snack, check, avoid. Wait 10 seconds. Just 10. Take 1 long exhale. Inhale, normal. Exhale longer. In for 2, out for 4. Then say, we can handle this. You're teaching your nervous system that discomfort is not danger. The goal is not to become fearless. The goal is to stop panicking. And those 10 seconds are enough to break the automatic habit. Because habits run fast. You need a pause. Pause creates choice. Step 2, 1 small hard thing daily, 1 rep. Now you do 1 rep per day. Small, real, non-negotiable. Examples. Send the message. Publish the draft. Do 10 minutes of work. Start the task for 5 minutes. Say no once. Take a walk when you want to avoid it. Make the call. 1 rep. Why? Because strength is built by repetition, not intensity. If you do 1 small hard thing daily, your brain starts collecting evidence. I can do hard things. And that evidence is what creates confidence. Step 3, reward action, not comfort. This is the secret. Your brain repeats what gets rewarded. Most people reward comfort. They reward themselves with scrolling after avoiding. They reward themselves with relaxation after postponing. So the brain learns. Avoidance equals reward. We flip that. Reward showing up. Reward finishing the minimum action. Reward completing the rep. Not with huge rewards, just acknowledgement, a check mark, a small celebration, a good. Because you're training identity. I am the kind of person who shows up. And identity beats motivation. Part 5, the 1 rule that makes this stick. Here's a rule that will save you. Never miss twice. Miss 1 day? Fine. Miss 2? That's a pattern. Weakness is built by patterns. Strength is built by patterns too. So if you fall off, you don't punish yourself. You return immediately. That's the skill. because returning is strength, not perfection. Part 6, 7-day challenge. Here's your 7-day challenge. For 7 days. 1. Delay the escape by 10 seconds every time you want to run. 2. Do 1 small hard rep daily. 3. Do 1 focus block. 25 minutes, phone out of reach. That's it. After 7 days, you won't be fully strong. But you will feel something important, less fragilely, because you finally gave your brain reps. You gave it evidence, and evidence rebuilds self-trust. You're not born weak. You're training your brain to be weak. So train it back. Delay the escape. Do 1 small, hard thing daily. Reward action, and watch what happens after 7 days. If you want the next video, how to build mental toughness without motivation, comment next.